Hi, how are ya? Hi, this is Dan Nolan, the managing broker of EXIT Realty Solutions out of Cherville, Indiana, proudly serving both sides of that invisible borderline between Indiana and Illinois. Happily. Today we got a good one. We have a lot of information to go through. Uh, it was a eventful week, so let's just get rolling. For those who came out on for the ribbon ceremony, I want to thank you for coming out, including Lori Muller, who came down from Canada, a special visit for us, and that demonstrates the spirit of exit. This is more of a family and more of a we thing with exit than it is versus you and it. It's a very cool place to be. How about if we go with that? But exit did demonstrate its leadership by opening up another office. Yes, it's in Cherville, but it was nice to see Libby and Lori and Jax was out there. It was a good time for all, and I hope that this is going to lead to many, many more ribbon cutting ceremonies. Remember, it's not just you in this industry. You could actually be owning your own franchise. If you haven't thought about growing your business, think about the opportunities that wait for you once you've cycled through the real estate system. Once you go through a couple of years, you're going to get an idea of how the business works, and you're going to get an idea about maybe opening your own shop. We would love to help you get there, and it's just a matter of time and training, which is all we do. This week, we're going to have a couple of things coming up that you should be aware of. Uh, market, Marketing and mimosas is today. That's going to be at our Tinley Park location. In the home builders parade of homes, we're going to be there watching and helping. There's 17 homes on the tour. It's actually broken up several different ways. But if you show up at the Crown Point home builders parade of homes. I'll have information in your emails. You can go ahead and show up. It's a great place to get to know your builders and understand the building process a little bit better. Everybody's different, and it always matters to be prepared when it comes to new construction. So, yeah, let's have some fun this weekend. Now, in the news, REMAX joined settlement with Anywhere Real Estate. Uh, what they did was they settled in the Moehrl case, Moehrl versus NAR, and they agreed to pay $55 million just to. Yeah, there's some more here, but $55 million gets REMAX off the hook. I wonder how long it takes to get $55 million out of the coffers at a larger institution like REMAX. It's still got to have an impact. So as I was going through the settlement, it says REMAX says it will also commit to changes to its practices and will no longer require sellers to pay the buyer's agent's commission. So what that looks like at face value is that when they put the listing in the MLS, the cooperative commission should say zero, according to what this says. Now, when it's zero, I know that NIAR will not put that listing in the MLS altogether. It will be a reject. They can put in $1, but then are they breaking their commitments to the antitrust settlements? It's just one of those things. I checked with NAR; they will not put in any uh, NIAR will not put in any listings that are zero commission. That's just not how the rules work with NIAR. Uh, car will Car will accept $1. Main Street will accept $1. MyBor will accept $1. But in technical sense, does that really work when they said that they were going zero commission. It's just something to look at, but I have been deep diving this. I'm not really overly concerned about it. It's just that are they writing a check that their mouths can't cash? Because the boards all run differently when it comes to commission and their rules. So I don't know if this is short sighted, but we're going to keep an eye on things as things go forward. I don't know how this is going to play out in the end, but the buyer's agency commission is going to be a hot subject for years to come. And it's something that we should be doing anyways. It is a disclosure. Make your disclosures known. If anything ever ends up in court, you have a paper trail that says that you did everything right. And that's what we do here. Okay, moving on. The insurance part of the component of buying a house was quite an object when it came to my last sale. My last sale had a pole barn and a couple outbuildings. It was out in the sticks, like a farm. He had 3 weeks worth of work to find a insurance company that would coordinate with his loan to make the payment something he could afford. It turns out that the insurance companies have been changing rates. Obviously, they've been changing them up, and they've also stopped insuring. And I've heard about Florida, the Mississippi and Alabama. I heard they were stopping insuring certain areas, but it didn't really go further at how it's affecting the normal consumer. I got that firsthand, and it's really important that we get started with the insurance component of the sale sooner than later, because I'm finding that even multi-line customers can't make that payment. Well, obviously the house took any discretionary income that way, but it is becoming difficult to match everything up. Don't assume that the insurance will fall right into place. Um, Cook County's up 11%. LaPorte County, which is just east of here, they're up 10%. And I've been noticing that LaPorte has been a more active area lately. And I think maybe this might be some of it, is that it, inflation ate up their budget, and now there's no chance for them to live a decent life. And it's becoming a burden. If you see somebody struggling, there are programs both in Illinois and in Indiana that we start with. We don't want to see these people foreclose. I don't think that it is necessary in these cases nowadays because of the programs that are out there. But I will tell you, I will sell your house before you are served. Said that yesterday and I had to write that one down. But yeah, the idea here is to make sure that if inflation is going to eat away at your affordability, that you, with the limited time that you have on Earth, not waste it and find a place where it will work for you. Yes, it's difficult to give up a 3% mortgage, but I'd rather give up a 3% mortgage than have a life that suck. So, but yeah, look at it. Even Marion County is up 7%, and that's Indianapolis, by the way. Around here, Hamilton County is 4%, Tipton County is 5%, and Boone County is 6%, which is on the low side. So as you can see, as you go further out into the stick, minus Laporte, you're finding that the insurance uh, hasn't prepped up so bad. So again, when you're writing a offer, please remind your buyers that the first thing they want to do is call their insurance agent and ask for the multi-line discount. Ask how much that's going to be. Divide it by 12, and that will be the monthly escrow payment that will come out of the actual payment. And let's see if we can make this a little bit easier to close. but I did see two rough closings because of insurance. One of them actually was on my side of the cards this time. Speaking of cards, I got a card for you. Speaking of insurance, a friend of mine, Billy Nine, uh, ex-Navy, I mean, just toe the line on what right is. He got his Indiana license to do insurance with Allstate. There's his card. If you want to compare rates or if you find a client who's getting jammed up, give Billy some practice. He could use some. I mean, give Billy a call. He's there for you. Great guy. He's somebody I call my Garbut. Uh, definitely, you'll like working with Billy. So, what we're going to look at right now is what the year over year price changes have been month by month for the year. The inflation uh, that's affecting the housing market is a target that the Fed has been eyeing. 20% of our economy is housing and the things that go with it, refrigerators, stoves, carpeting, the world pretty much revolves around home ownership. But we have seen the Fed take hard action on trying to reduce inflation and reduce prices in the housing market specifically. And it hasn't worked. As you can see, it may have changed sales prices. Well, you also have the 3% mortgages out there that are going to die in their homes. They're just not going to move. But the prices still went up. So taking a look at what the Fed has done, and they did keep rates at 5.4%, so we don't have to worry about too much waves in the ocean, but they are pretty. Inflation is driving things to an unsustainable point, kind of like how the housing market had an unsustainable peak. Uh, the Fed is still going to work on inflation, but because they paused this month, they're probably either going to raise by the end of the year. They will be monitoring it every month until the end of the year. There are several things that are pointing towards this is going to suck. And one of them is the housing demand. I mean, there's more people who want to buy a house that care about inflation. And to be honest with you, I want a house more than I want inflation. So the line to buy houses is still quite long, and that's what's keeping the prices elevated. So with Powell uh, not raising the rates yesterday, we pretty much are looking at a little bit longer of a runway before we are out of this inflation cycle that we're in. Hopefully, we can get this nipped by the end of the year and start a increase uh, in recovery because nobody feels recovery is upon them yet. We all feel the squeeze. So where have the houses been selling? Okay, let's take a look at this. This came from IAR. Illinois doesn't have their August sales out yet, but Indiana does. And I kind of zoomed in on the Northwest Indiana area. If you think that it's been slow, it feels slow. Here are the facts that shows that it is slow. Lake County is down 20%, Porter 25%, LaPorte down 21%. St. Joe, they're usually pretty steady. I don't know how they're getting slammed, but it's more out in the country, maybe. Doesn't make sense. But it does look like August sales were significantly down. Now, when you look down here in Indianapolis, Hamilton County is down 11%. Marion County, which is Indianapolis, 21%. Hendricks County, just off to the west, down 20%. These are nice areas. These are selling homes, and they're just not selling. I did notice, however, there is several counties out there that are making news, and that would be Benton County down here, a little bit south of Newton County. And I also saw Tipton County, which is just north of where I'm at up 56%. So there is movement in the market. It is something that you may want to focus on. Where are the houses selling? 125% up in Warren County. Okay. Maybe we're just not working the right areas. Maybe this is something where you need to consider you need to go where the work is. I just saw Chrissy from the office. Chrissy went down to Champaign. Chrissy lives up north by Chicago up there. She went all the way down to Champaign, made a listing. This is how it's done. You get in your car, you allow the proper time. Everything's by appointment. I mean, don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone and put out a few miles. If it's a lot of miles, put an enterprise, rent a car. I mean, you don't have to put the rental car. You can deduct the rental car and you can save the miles and let the rental car people hold the miles. Write off the miles off your receipt, give it to your accountant. It's a write off. So you shouldn't have any travel issues with long distance. When you're good, you can do it. When you're organized, you can do it really well. So with that, everybody have a nice weekend. I hope to see you out at Brave Homes this weekend. I know you guys have been working pretty hard. Let's take some time out, relax, bring a couple of business cards, have a couple of social conversations, and build your business every day. Just roll the wheel, people. Just roll the wheel. And I will talk to you next week. You stay out of trouble now. Bye.